right, Brian?
Who's got it? I think we're live.
Live.
Thank you. It's Wednesday, December 6th, and it is 12 noon, so I'd like to call to order the MCPL Building Committee meeting. Would you call the roll, please?
Absolutely. Mr. Robert Johnson.
Here.
Ms. Marcy Gray.
Here.
Ms. Joycelyn Tucker Burgo.
Here.
Mr. Michael Lazio. Ms. Michelle Wyckoff. Mr. Ron Thies.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Yeah, we have yes, we have a quorum of 4. Next item on our agenda to approve is the agenda itself. Is there a motion on approving the agenda?
I move we approve the agenda.
Second. Motion to approve the agenda has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Robert Johnson.
Aye.
Ms. Marcy Gray.
Aye.
Ms. Joycelyn Tucker Burgo.
Aye.
Mr. Michael Lazio. Ms. Michelle Wyckoff. Mr. Ron Thies.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Yes, by a vote of 4 ayes, 0 noes. That's all our attendees. It has passed.
Yes.
Next item on the agenda are the minutes from our November 15th meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the November 15th meeting?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. It's been moved and seconded that the minutes from the November 15th meeting be approved. All those in favor, well, first of all, is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor, I'll just say aye.
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 Opposed, no? The ayes have it. The minutes have been approved. And now to the items that are on the agenda that require some discussion. You see it's entitled Harvey Jones Building. That's reference to a demolition of a property that's just down the highway from the headquarters. So we're going to have a presentation on that building demolition.
Sure.
To let us know kind of what is sort of.
So with us today are some people who are involved in our work on the demolition of the Harvey Jones building. So what I'd like first is for Richie Moman just to give us a little background on why it is that we're demolishing this building now and why we think it's important to get it done in this fiscal year as opposed to next. Richie, if you could just give a little bit of background on the security situation at North Independence and the reason why we're demolishing the building, that'd be great.
I will say in the last probably 4 to 5 months, 6 at the most, we've had an increase of, I'm going to say, unhoused population there. With the Harvey Jones building, we don't have a line of sight. That building is there. We have an entrance up towards the top. We have an entrance on the bottom, but we have people congregating. We've had multiple people enter the building unlawfully, which has caused the alarms to go off. We've also had people going in there, stealing things that were in there in storage, and it's just become more and more of a problem. We're trying to change the concept as well as the security at North Independence Branch, and that building is a very much of a hinder because, again, you have people sleeping all around it, and it is not visible for people entering, so it's like a big blind spot in the middle of a parking lot.
Another thing that Richie.
So go ahead, Ron.
Richie, is the building used for anything right now?
It is not used for anything. It is there as just a building that is existing. We had some things that we are stored in there, but anything of value has been removed from that building already.
And
Go ahead.
just one other thing, that we've entered into a partnership agreement with the Independence Police Department. And part of that MOU allows them to surveil our property after hours. And demolishing this building makes their job a little bit easier. And so we think now is the right time to do it. The bulk of the work on the logistics of this have been handled by our Deputy Director, Susan Ray, and our Facilities Director, Aaron Gordon. And I think now we can kind of talk through the process we went through to arrive at these numbers, which are on the next slide. Susan and Aaron, if you want to just give a little background here.
Yeah, so we reached out to New Horizons. New Horizons, when we started thinking about this, we wanted to make sure we didn't have anything that was in the building that would be considered as hazardous material for removal. So we did a test on the building, that's what is required. We have estimates based upon this to do asbestos abatement. Contacted 3 companies, and we got those estimates for that remediation. We have recommendations for our demo company that's up there that's doing demolition. There was 2 companies in Kansas City, J. Dunn being one of the companies that recommended this company that does work locally to do that work for us. And so each one of these scopes, we have recommendations, just like it says in our policy, not based upon the lowest bid, but best qualified contractor that we looked at to provide this work for us. And we've got a little bit of money in project contingency in case something doesn't go as planned, because whatever, usually construction projects don't always go as planned. We hope it goes as planned, but that's, so that's kind of where we're at with the project and the scope.
An important thing to note here is this is the first step. So this will remove the building and provide sod on the area where the building once stood. But conversations about how to beautify that new space and what to do with it will be included in our conversations about the budget for next year.
I've been at the library. I'm familiar with the layout of the building and the location to our library building itself. And yeah, I'm sure there are line of sight issues. Do we have, I think it should be demolished, but do we have any immediate plans for, not immediate, but future plans within the next 2 or 3 years of use of that ground? We don't have to have anything. The ballpark there, whatever.
I have ideas.
Softball field.
Yeah, ideas, but I think it's a larger discussion on how that space is used, or if, more green space could be allocated to the front of the children's section and what that would look like. But to do that, we really need a landscape designer to help us think about.
It's it's good land area that sure will be available.
Is this site being served by utility services, electric, gas? Currently it is?
It is, yes.
Okay. And there is the presence of asbestos, right?
Yes, there is. There's
Okay.
a benign tile that they've identified on the floor.
I guess my only thought would be, considering that there's electricity, gas leaks, asbestos, it's almost like a kind of classic attractive nuisance that could have tremendous exposure for the library if you don't get rid of it.
Oh, yeah, we want to abate it, we want to remove it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
good.
And, New Horizons has been the one that's done this work on all of our work packages. They've done a lot of work for us over the years. So,
But thank you.
From my recollection, this building was there when we had the old North Independence building. When we expanded, this building was available for sale. We purchased the property. So it's kind of like we've engulfed it. So we never really had a plan to use it. It was more like maintaining the right to choose our neighbors, the right to choose the space, because North Independence has been extremely expanded over the years. So I would be in favor of demolishing the nuisance.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
just to throw in my comments, that that's really almost practically in my backyard. It's a site that I drive past every morning, at least Tuesday through Friday, when I take my son to school. That's a time in the morning, particularly in the fall, as it's remaining darker,
Mhm.
early in the morning, that it's really clear that there are unhoused folks gathering their belongings. They've been there all night long and they're coming out. Having represented that area also on a city council, I can tell you that it's been a concern for the neighborhood and the constituents for quite some time. So I'm pretty pleased and hopeful to remove the building because it does improve safety, not only for the library's property, but you're doing a service to the community that surrounds it. Helps our constituents there feel safer in their neighborhoods. I'm supportive.
Teresa, do you have a copy of a form of a motion that staff is looking for? You're right in front of me. Yeah, right there.
Here, wait just a second.
That's right.
Yes, on this one.
Yeah.
Move to recommend to the full board approval to demolish the Harvey Jones building at a cost not to exceed $55,000.
Yeah,
Uh,
figuring out
Yeah.
what direction to go.
I know.
Actually, I think we do need to go to finance, correct? Yeah, so that will go to finance.
It was,
Well, sorry, we just split it up, so the building committee is making a recommendation that the building needs to come down, and finance will make a recommendation of how to pay for it.
right, so our correct motion does include movement to the full board.
Yep, I think so.
That's fine. I agree.
Do you want to keep the 55,000? So it's okay the way it is written?
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. We have a motion.
I'll move the motion as written on slide 5.1.
I always,
You want to read it?
well, I don't mind, no, you can, I just like somebody to read it. That's
I'll read it.
So we have a verbal, it's on record.
Okay, I move that, I'd like to make the motion to recommend to the full board approval to demolish the Harvey Jones building at a cost not to exceed $55,000.
Second.
Second.
We moved and seconded that the amendment is to recommend to the full board approval to demolish the Harvey Jones building at a cost not to exceed $55,000. Is there any discussion? If not, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Robert Johnson.
Aye.
Ms. Marcy Gregg.
Aye.
Ms. Joycelyn Tucker Burgo.
Aye.
Mr. Michael Lazio. Ms. Michelle Wykoff.
You better.
Ms. Ron Thies.
Yes. Four, aye. Well, four ayes. We have,
Wait just a second. Cody, can you tell us who's on the line?
Yes, Michael
Yeah.
Lazio just joined.
Okay, Michael, were you able?
Yeah, my vote is aye.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
five aye.
Yes.
Do a lot of things, but.
Next order of business really is other business.
One update, so as you all know, Stephen Thompson worked with PMC, and he served us over the past year as the owner's rep for Riverside and East Independence. And I'm sad to say that he'll be moving on he's got another opportunity and he'll be moving on. And to replace him is a guy named Stephen Boyd, who Ellis Katz and I interviewed and gave a tour to this last week. Stephen Boyd is based locally. He has extensive experience as an owner's rep, and we'll be bringing him on. And so you will be talking to a new Steve in the month of January. Just a quick update on Riverside and East Independence. We visited both branches earlier this week, and work is coming along. I believe painting has or will begin at East Independence. Riverside, everything is up, and they're doing a lot of work on the interior. There's some minor tweaks that need to be made on the outside of the branch as they relate to positioning of power lines. But I'm happy to say both branches are looking great, and we're on schedule to having them handed over in late March, early April. So it's very exciting. And that's all I have.
Any other business? Then is there a motion to adjourn?
I don't know if we adjourn, Joycelyn?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn our meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I think